Hello everyone and welcome back to another reading vlog. So you guys know the drill. I try to read 3 books, however long it may take me. I always like to try to do 1 week vlog, but me reading 3 books is just not feasible for 1 week. So it's probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks, however long it's gonna take. Before I get into all the books I'm reading, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy, offers video, phone, and even live chats with your therapist. So in case you are looking for therapy, BetterHelp is super easy to do. All you have to do is go online to their site, fill out a questionnaire that asks you exactly what you're looking for to get out of therapy, why you might be seeking out therapy, and what's kind of your end goal with therapy. Once you do that, you send it off, they match you up with a therapist. And from there, you can start scheduling your sessions with them, either being through phone, through text, through live, whatever you want to do. And in case you're not vibing with a therapist, because sometimes that happens, not one therapist is going to be fit for every single person, you can switch therapists with no fees at all on BetterHelp. I'm a huge advocate of therapy. If it helps you become a better person, it's going to help the people around you. If you're a parent, if you're a wife, a husband, you know, whatever, it will help the people around you if you're your best self. And if you're struggling with anything at all, it could be a myriad of things. I've struggled with a lot of things throughout my life. I had very severe postpartum depression after I had my first child. That was pretty scary, that I did not seek help for, and that I was very regretful in not doing so. And so much so now that whenever I talk to a new mom, I make sure they know, like, if you're struggling, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you at all, and it's okay to ask for help. So I didn't, and I try to advocate now. And you know, I struggle a lot still with mental anxiety. Postpartum depression does creep in with me every now and then. I am now not only a mom to 2, but also a caretaker for my father who has dementia, who lives with us. So when I say there's a lot on my plate, there's a lot on my plate. And sometimes things get the best of me. And knowing that there's places like BetterHelp is amazing, because they are offering therapy that will help you. And know that it's okay that you're struggling, and know that it's okay that you don't have everything all figured out, because I definitely don't. But either way, you're not alone. If you struggle from anxiety, you struggle from depression, anything that would require therapy, you know, you're doing awesome, and just seeking out help is literally the best thing you can do. So join the 3 million plus people that have taken charge of their mental health using BetterHelp. So many people are using BetterHelp that they're currently recruiting new therapists in all 50 states, which is awesome. So you can go to the website betterhelp.com/bookables to get 10% off your first month, which is awesome. So like I said, you know, let's make mental health less of a stigma every single day, and know that it's okay to seek help. 3 books I am reading. One I have already started, and that is The Mostly True Story of Tanner and Louise by Colleen Oakley. I've read one other Colleen Oakley book before, enjoyed it. This is kind of like a Thelma and Louise, but only like an 80-year-old and a 20-year-old, and they kind of go off on like this heist. And like I said, I literally just started it. I'm on a whopping page 65, and I'm enjoying it so far. It seems like it's going to be a light, kind of fun, feel-good book, which I am always in the mood for. So I've heard like no one talk about this, but then again, when I read one of Colleen Oakley's other book, Close Enough to Touch, I also never heard anyone talk about that as well. So hopefully I will find a underrated gem. Then I have 2 that are coming out this month that I'm very much anticipating. The first one being Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Her debut book last year, Every Summer After, took off with a storm. Like, everybody loved it. It did not win, I don't think, the Romance Goodreads Award, but it was nominated for it, so that's great. I liked it. I think in retrospect I give it a 5, but now looking back it's probably a 4. So this one, I don't know much about it. I really don't. I'm just gonna have to go into it with probably the same feelings as Every Summer After, where it probably takes place in the same kind of beachy, like, lake house town, but we'll see. I have somewhat high expectations, I guess you could say. And the other new release that I'm excited for is The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. You guys know I've read a lot of their books. I've done a whole video on them. I really enjoy their books. This one, I think it's about a romance novelist and a documentary filmmaker join forces to craft the perfect Hollywood love story. Sounds really cute. The last few Christina Lauren books that came out, I haven't really loved, so we'll have to see how this one goes. It does look quite long as well. Yeah, it's like almost 400 pages. That's pretty long for a Christina Lauren book. So either way, these are the 3 books I'm planning to read this week. Week and a half, 2 weeks, however long it will take me. As usual, just gonna be everyday stuff, mom stuff. I am socializing tonight. Who would have thunk it? Hanging out with my friends tonight. I have to do a baby shower tomorrow. Like, that's the most socializing I've done in a long time. But either way, I'm gonna try to document it to show that I do have a life outside this. But either way, you know, mom life, cooking, all that kind of stuff. I'll see you when I see you.
To school today with her hair wrapped in a bow and a smile without a care, and freckles lay below her nose. Little Johnny went to school today with his shoes untied.
Hello, it is Sunday. Yeah, didn't vlog yesterday because busy. But I literally, by literally, I mean literally, just finished The Mostly True Story of Tanner and Louise by Colleen Oakley. And overall, it was cute. I think I was expecting a little bit more from it. I'm kind of glad in retrospect. I was gonna purchase this, but the cost was really high. So I'm like, let me see if my library has it, and they did. So I'm kind of glad I went that route because I didn't love it. I liked it, I didn't love it. So this is kind of a take on maybe Thelma and Louise. Those two characters, Tanner, who is a 22-year-old girl who got a soccer injury, or got an injury, and she can no longer play soccer. She was going to Northwestern, she can't go, she still has bad leg pain, she can't play soccer anymore, and she's depressed about it. And pretty much her parents are like, you need to get a job. So she gets a job to be like a caretaker, but really like a driver for this lady named Louise, who like lives down the street, and she lives with her, and she takes her to like her bridge games, her hair appointments, her physical appointments. And the more she lives with Louise, she starts to learn that Louise isn't your typical 80-something-year-old lady. She may be hiding a lot of secrets, you know. She may have a hidden car. She may, you know, have things going on. And then one night while Tanner is sleeping, Louise wakes her up and she's like, we gotta go. I need you to drive me to California because something big's happening. And so basically, Tanner thinks that Louise stole these jewels so many years ago, and they have to go like try to find her other friend. And it's kind of like a road trip book where they're on the run, and it's just hilarious because it's like this 80-something-year-old woman that you think would just be your typical 80-something-year-old woman. My mother-in-law is 84, and if she came to me being like, we have to go on the run, I would be like, who are you? What have you done with my mother-in-law? But also I would be like, let's do this. But it was funny. Louise definitely taught Tanner a lot, and vice versa. Tanner was a lot, she was depressed because she thought her life was over because soccer was her life. And Louise is like, you know, you're really young, you have a lot to go on and things like that. And we also have this big mystery of like what exactly happened all these years ago. Is this gangster mob after Louise? And it was fun. I would give it like a 3.5, maybe. I have to think on it more, 4 out of 5. But overall, it was fun. If you want a fun, heartwarming like road trip book, I would check it out. I liked it. So I think the next book I'm going on to is Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. This one, all I know is I literally just started. It's about a character named Fern, who her mom owned, I think, like this resort and I think like this lake town in Canada, and she passes away, and so now Fern has to run it, and a guy from her past comes back up. That's all I know. There you go. But we'll have to see how that goes. So that's my update for now. I'm trying to read as fast as I can because I feel like I've been just reading so slow lately, but nevertheless, I finished one book, moving on to the next. Here's to hoping that I finish them in somewhat a good time. Hello. I do not look that great today. Breaking out. Blech. Either way, I wanted to do a very quick update, and I say quick because I have gotten to a total of 70 pages in Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I'm liking it so far. Can't tell you really 100% what it's about, but I'll tell you what I know. So in this book, we follow a character named Fern, and at the very beginning of the book, she is 32, I believe, and her mother has just passed away. Her mom owns this resort, kind of like a, she kind of compares it to like the Dirty Dancing resort. If you've seen the movie, you know. I'm not the biggest fan of Dirty Dancing. I don't know why. Everyone loves it. I just don't. Either way, she now, since her mom passed away, now Fern owns it because of that. And she doesn't really have a desire to own it. And she has to kind of help it because it is struggling financially, everything-wise. And yeah, in comes in this consultant, and this consultant isn't just any random consultant. It is a guy from her past named Will. And this book, kind of like Carly Fortune's kind of tell, like her last book, kind of starts, kind of has two different timelines, the now and the then. Fern met Will 10 years ago. They shared like one amazing day together and had the promise to meet each other in 1 year's time at her resort, only Will never shows up. Now, 10 years later, Will is the consultant for her whole resort, and I'm guessing it's going to be like a second chance romance, learning why he blew her off and things like that. And that's all I know about it thus far. Overall, it's reading okay. I'm not like in love with it. I'm not in love with the character Fern, but also they're just literally about to start, I think, trying to revamp the business, which I'm really excited to read about because I think that's just really awesome. So I'll let you know more as I know more, but right now I don't know enough to even give you an idea of what I might rate it in the future because I just don't know. I don't have enough information, I guess you could say. So that is my very quick update for right now. Quick Tuesday update. I look decent because I literally just filmed like, this is gonna be the nicest you see me for this entire week. Enjoy it, because this is not what I look like. This is makeup and hair done. This is not regular life me. Well, I mean, I guess it is, but also like I don't look like this 90%, 95% of the time. But either way, I do want to update you. I did actually make it to 50% of Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Round of applause. And so far, it's okay. It's not wowing me. Like, it's kind of slow, honestly. Like, I'm just not vibing with it. We finally got to the point, which I don't think it's spoiling anybody, to figure out why exactly Will didn't meet her at the lake a year later. And like, it's a good reason, but also I'm like, bro, he could have called. But that's just me. And also, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not vibing with it. It's slow right now. I want to see some things pick up. Like, the going back in time to like the one day that they spent 10 years ago is okay, but I'm like, that's one day 10 years ago. I guess it made a very big impact. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not loving when we get those flashbacks. I much prefer staying right now to know that they did have a history, that he didn't show up to that history, but obviously there's something still going on. I want more of that, but yeah, it's just going slow right now. I'm just not loving it. As I could say right now, to me, right now, it's reading like a 3-star to me. We'll have to see. Maybe it'll surprise me and I'll bump it up to a 5. Who freaking knows? It could surprise me again and knock it down to a 1. We'll find out. I would like to finish this today. I really, really would. I'm hoping tomorrow when I come back on here, I will say I finished it. We'll see. A quick and easy dinner for you. These are chicken kebabs that are just super easy. So what I do is I cut up a zucchini and then I cut up a couple of bell peppers, orange, green, red, yellow. I mean, whatever ones you have, honestly. Just cut them up and you're good. And you just cut them up that fit them on kebabs. And then I cut up a red onion. And then after that, what I do is I assemble the kebabs. And my chicken has been marinating all day. Marinating, that's the word. And like soy sauce, brown sugar, olive oil, and some garlic. Super simple. And you just assemble them. And this is where it's going to take all the time because it does take time to assemble them. I'm not going to lie to you, but it is an easy dinner. And after that, you just kind of grill them and put them over some rice. And it's a super easy, I would say pretty healthy dinner because you're eating a lot of veggies with the zucchini and peppers and onions. And yeah, it's a delicious one. We have this probably once a week when the grill season starts, which it has. And I really enjoy it. And so does Matt. So an easy one. I'll link the recipe down below. Hello everyone. Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Right? Yes, it is. I wanted to update you. I did finish Meet Me at the Lake last night by Carly Fortune, and I have mixed feelings. So, I told you this book, like, I was 50% of the way yesterday, and I was still having mixed feelings. And as of reading, I'm sitting at a 3-star, and I still feel confident with that. I'm sitting right now at a 3.5. Like, I don't know if I should move it down to a 3 or move it up to a 4 or just kind of leave it at 3.5. So there's some things I liked about this book. There's also some things I didn't like about this book. Number one, Carly Fortune really writes a great setting. Like, both of her books are kind of in this town that's very like a lake-ish town, very small town. Sorry, you're in here. That's like Legos and stuff. And the setting is great, like the feeling of nature and stuff. I love it. I just don't love her characters. And this book in particular, the romance was not vibing well with me. And so the whole thing is about Fern and Will that meet each other 10 years ago, and they have this great day together, and then like they decide to meet up a year later and he doesn't show up, and she just pines for him for 10 years. I guess 9 years. But still, I'm like, dang, that's a long time for one day. Like, if it was, you know, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just don't get it because I never had that before like that. It's hard for me to say, but I'm just like, that's a long time for such a short amount of time you spent with that person. And then even still, their chemistry wasn't there for me. I was actually a fan of the ex-boyfriend who still works at the resort, Jamie. He was just fun and charismatic and loved the resort, and I was kind of hoping that she would get with him again. I don't know, I just liked him. I really did. And I don't know, I didn't love it. You know, there was a lot of like twists and turns of why he didn't show up a year later, of why he has so many secrets right now, and then it's just, I don't know. Yeah, like this on Goodreads, I went and looked at reviews, and there's a lot of people that have given it a 5 out of 5. There's a lot of people that have given it 3. So I think her books are just kind of, you're either going to really, really love it, or I feel like you're going to kind of not, like, I don't hate it by any means. I just don't feel like it was amazing. So for me, probably 3.5 out of 5 is pretty good. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the setting. I enjoyed the honest depiction of grief and her dealing with, like, the whole book is her trying to decide if she wants to really run this inn or resort, or if she should sell it. And I think everyone in reading the book were like, you obviously want to like run this resort, but she's always been grown up to like not want to run it because that's just kind of what she's always wanted to be, a city girl. But, and you know, it's just, I don't, words, what are they? So overall, 3.5 out of 5. Like, it just wasn't, but I will say, for summertime reads, it was great. I do wish there was a little bit more talk about the resort. I felt like we talked about it a lot in the book, but we never really get to see 100% things that are going on into it. And I would like to see, like, Will's whole job there is to, like, kind of be a consultant to change things up, and I really didn't feel like we saw like them changing a lot of things or kind of revamping things, but maybe that's just me. So I don't know, 3.5 out of 5. Moving on to my last read of this vlog, The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. This might be the longest one. Yeah, this is like freaking 400 pages. That's a long Christina Lauren book. This one, I have no expectations. I haven't looked at any reviews. I'm just going to go into it with an open mind. Yeah, we'll have to see. So far this vlog has been kind of just like 2 books that were just pretty good, but not like there for me. Let's hope this one kind of breaks the stride.
You got your blue shoes in the way you wear your hat.
Another recipe, this one I've cooked a lot on this channel. It's like sun-dried tomato pasta. It's one of my favorite. It's probably the last time I'll make it this year because it is a very heavy dish, but it is freaking delicious. It's like a cream sauce with heavy cream, sun-dried tomatoes, onion, and chicken, obviously, and Parmesan cheese, and then you put a ton of spinach in it because spinach holds down a lot. We all know this. I put a lot of spinach in it to make it, you know, somewhat healthy balance. And then after that, you just put your pasta back in, and it is done, and it is delicious. My daughter loves this, I love this, but it is a heavy one and not the best for summer, so I will tell you that. It's not very healthy, but man, is it freaking good.
I wish I could tell you I've already finished a book or I'm halfway through, but I am on page 90 of, I forgot what the book is even called. Oh crap.
The book is called The True Love Experiment, Heather. Get better.
Not a spin-off, not a sequel, but kind of a sequel to one of their previous books called The Soulmate Equation, which came out, I want to say, 2 or 3 years ago. I read it, I liked it, I didn't love it. So, in that book, we followed a character named Jess. I do remember that. And this book that we're reading right now, that I'm reading, follows the best friend of Jess named Felicity, or she calls herself Fizzy. She is a romance author, and at the beginning of this book, she gives like this commencement speech at a college, and it's all about like true love, and she realizes that she has never really been in true love, and so she's like, well crap, and that makes her like kind of have this writer's block, and she can't write because she writes romance books. And then basically we have another guy, I believe his name is Connor. He is a kind of documentary filmmaker, I believe, and his company decides to like completely change everything. And they're like, you know what, we're not gonna make documentaries about ecosystems and stuff, we're gonna go to reality television, which is, I don't know how they got there, but Connor has to have a dating reality show, and he has an ex-wife, and he's perusing his ex-wife's bookshelves one day, and he sees all of Fizzy's books, and he's like, you know what? We should do like a dating show where like Fizzy is the protagonist, and there's like 12 guys, and the audience gets to choose who will go home, and also they'll do the DNA test, because the Soulmate Equation was all about this DNA test that could determine if you are really compatible with someone. It gives you like a gold level, like a platinum match, things like that. So they would like have a gold one. I don't know, it's like a dating game. It's really hard to explain, and I'm just getting to the part where they're like just kind of fleshing it out. Filming hasn't even started yet, so I'm a little bit weary because I don't like dating shows. I do not watch The Bachelor, don't watch Bachelorette, don't watch Love Island, Love at First Sight. I don't. I'm just not interested in that. I never have been. But I have read a few books where it is about like kind of a dating show, and I do enjoy them. So I'm hopeful for that. But so far, it's going okay right now. It's pretty slow paced. But I will say, in her contract, to like kind of deter Connor, she's like, look, out of these 12 guys, here are my archetypes that I would like you to choose from. And she put like cinnamon roll, vampire, D.I. a dilf. It's just pretty hilarious because it's a romance reading. You're like, I know all these freaking things, but he's like, what is a freaking cinnamon roll? But it's pretty funny for that. So I'll update you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get halfway through. Who's to know? I'm, you know, these reading vlogs or whatever. I did get some book mail today, and I got kids book mail, which I get sometimes. So Macmillan sent me a stack of pretty books. That's what they're called. And I was so excited to get these because my daughter loves them. So first up we have Farm, Sweet Farm. It's a lift a flat book. Like you open it up and there's cows. She loves animals and things like that. Pretty books are amazing. I feel weird because I'm like pretty, but it's pretty. You get what I'm saying? It's just a fun one. Then we have one, Night Night Dinosaur, which I don't know if she'll love. She's not a big fan of dinosaurs quite yet, so my son might like this a little bit more, but this is kind of a take on a book I already have of theirs called Night Night Farm, which again, she loves. It's like kind of putting the dinosaurs to bed. It's all lift and flap, so that's really cool. And the last one they sent me is See, Touch, Feel, Tummy Time, and we have another book. We have a See, Touch, Feel Sensory, my first sensory book. This one I think is a little bit too young for her because obviously she's walking and running, so she's out of tummy time, but these are great for sensory. Like it's perfect for tummy time too because you get the black and white contrasting, and then a lot of touch, which is really great for babies. So I might give this to my cousin who's expecting her first baby because this would be great for her young one to kind of, oh, that's cute. Oh, that is so cute. I mean, I do love pretty books. Like they are great. Like we have some for Noah that's that lift the flat for Christmas and Halloween that he loves and we read all year round. So yay, I was so excited Macmillan sent that. And they said, just in time for Mother's Day. And I was like, oh. But either way, that's my update for now. Not really much of an update. I might see you soon. I might see you tomorrow. I might not. I don't know.
Last cooking segment. So this is pizza rolls. These are appetizers, but we use them as main courses because it's me and my husband. I feed my dad too. We have like 3 each. But either way, I'm taking a ball of pizza dough I get from Kroger, then spreading it out, obviously, and then I put marinara, and then Parmesan, and then of course mozzarella, and then I put these mozzarella cheese sticks. It's a lot of cheese. Is it healthy? Not whatsoever. But either way, then I put pepperoni down for Matt's and my dad's sides. I'm not the biggest fan of pepperoni. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And then you roll it up kind of like a cinnamon roll, and then you take a pizza cutter and just cut it, and then you put it in like, I don't know, like a pie pan, or I don't know what kind of pan it's called where you put it in, that kind of pan. And then you just bake them, and they come out delicious. They're amazing. I love them.
Whew. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Didn't vlog yesterday. It was a busy day. I had to like solo parent last night. By that I mean like get the kids dinner, put them for a bath, get them ready for bed, which is very, very tough with 2 kids. And let me tell you, it's hard because Matt had band practice with all his guy friends, so that was fine. And today my mom, for Mother's Day, her gift, and then I took her and we went to get a pedicure together, which I never get pedicures, but it sounds really nice, so I'm very excited about that. And then we did a little bit of shopping at Old Navy, and by that I mean like I got mostly kid stuff. So I'm gonna show you because why not? They were having like a crazy sale with like $5 shirts, which is amazing. I did get one shirt for myself, and that's like this blue one with pineapples on it. I thought it was cute. I'm very basic, if you haven't guessed by now. I'm a basic girl, like, and it took me years to be like, I'm not basic, but I'm like, I'm basic. Oh, I got another shirt. I got a pink shirt because pink is like my color in the summer. Like, I don't know why, I just feel like I look good in pink. I might not, but to me, I really love pink. So I got these 2 shirts, and then I got the kids stuff because when you're a mom, at least I always feel like I'm buying the kids stuff. I'm always gravitating towards that. Noah, I got him a couple shirts because he always needs some for summer. This one's just a teal with like some skateboards on it. And every store, he's different size. Like here he's large, but you know, other stores he's not. And then I got him, I love this one. It's kind of like a dark blue with like waves and a shark. I love that. And then Autumn needed a couple of tank tops because it gets hot. This one, I freaking love. It's just popsicles, perfect for 4th of July. And then I got her this ladybug one because we always have ladybugs in our backyard. And then I got her 2 pairs of bicycle shorts because, let me tell you right now, like I feel like clothing nowadays, for women especially, the shirts are getting shorter. If that's your style, that's great. For me, that's not my style. I'm a thicker girl. It's just me. I like long shirts. I always have. That's where I wear a lot of men's shirts because they're longer. And I've noticed it like for shirts, it's going up to like crops and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not for me, not for me. I've noticed with baby clothes, like the shorts sometimes I get for Autumn are like so short. They're like bloomers. And I'm like, I didn't want bloomers, I want shorts. So I always have to get her bike shorts. Am I the only one that's noticed that? I don't know. But anyway. That's what I did. Update on book time. I am officially halfway through this book. This book is like 400 pages long, like pretty much on the spot, and I'm halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it. We just started where Fizzy has started recording the show, and so she went on a date with the different archetypes. Is that the right word? So she would be in a coffee shop and she would have, the archetypes were like hot nerd, which a cinnamon roll, vampire. The vampire was super hilarious the date. You know, she was like, well, what makes you a vampire? He's like, I don't know. And then she's like, well, what's your career? And he said, actually, funny enough, I'm a phlebotomist. If you don't know what phlebotomist is, they take your blood. I don't know if that's, I think it was a joke, but I was like, man, that was spot on. I loved it. So I'm really enjoying it. She's having a lot of chemistry with the producer of the show, Connor, who is a single dad and has his whole show that's writing on this. And she really likes him, he really likes her, but they can't get together because they know like it's a big no-no. And you know, she's like, maybe I'll find the one on this show. So yeah, they literally just started filming, but I'm having a good time with this so far. I have to say, I'm liking this more than the first book in this series, technically, The Soulmate Equation. That's what that book is. But I hope to finish this today. I really, really do. We'll have to see. We really, really will. I'll see you guys tomorrow with, that'll be my final update. Like, no matter what, I'm going to finish it by tomorrow, and I'll update you on my final thoughts. Hello, happy Sunday, and happy Mother's Day. This is my last clip. We're gonna officially end this long vlog. I did finish the True Love Experiment yesterday, and I have to say, I really enjoyed it. I would give it probably a 4 out of 5, which makes it my favorite book of the reading vlog. But either way, I liked it, but there's some things I didn't like about it. I told you it's all about Fizzy and how she's a romance author and she gets the opportunity to be the star of her own like reality dating show, and that's my qualm with this. It was about a reality dating show, but there was not a lot of reality dating going on. It was mainly about her and Connor, the producer of the show, who so clearly have feelings for each other, but are battling those feelings because he's trying to root for her to figure out her soulmate, and you know, is also like kind of frowned upon for a producer to fall in love with like the star of the show. So there's that going on. It was mainly about that, the background of it. We really didn't get to know the contestants all that much, which I really wanted to. We really didn't get to see the inner workings of how it worked between like a reality dating show. And I wish I had that more, because that's the whole premise of the book. It's about like a reality dating show, but there wasn't much of that prevalent, honestly. But the relationship between Connor and Fizzy, I did really enjoy. They had a great dynamic, great chemistry. The will they won't they kind of got old. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are so clearly in love. Like, let's just, don't bore us, get on with the chorus, you know? But I did enjoy it for the most part. Another qualm I have with it is this book is 400 pages. It does not need to be 400 pages. It wasn't crazy slow, but there were lulls that I think could have easily made it to be 350. I think would have been a great sweet spot of it. So yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it. It's still, I wouldn't say not one of my favorite Christina Lauren books. Their books lately, like I just feel like I have found my favorite 2 of theirs, and that's just forever gonna stay that way. The Unhoneymooners and Love and Other Words are like my ultimate 2 favorite. I do also really like Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. And I like their kind of Christmassy one and a holidays, but other than that, they're ones that they put out I like, I just don't love, and I feel like this one's kind of the same. But I will say it's my favorite book I read this week because it was just fun, it was romantic, it was a little bit steamy, just so you know. And I liked the kind of whole dynamic of him being a single dad, and Fizzy was very much involved in her best friend's life. And in case you really love the soulmate equation with River and Jess, they are very prominent in this book. River, not so much. She's kind of just, all of his scenes are like him walking in with Fizzy says something appropriate and him walking right back out, which I feel like he's just there as a prop, honestly. But Jess is very much in this book. So in case you loved her character in that book, you should probably read this one. But I would give it a 4 out of 5. So have it. I read 3 books in like what, 2 weeks, a week and a half, I don't know, whenever I started this whenever. But either way, today's Mother's Day, church, and then hopefully I can just hang out and not do anything. That would be the ultimate goal. Thank you guys for sticking with me and watching this vlog, and I'll see you probably next month with another vlog. I try to do one of these a month because I think any more than that and my brain just can't take it. But thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, whenever that shall be. Bye.